Welcome back. This is part 2 of the beginner guide. The first video ended up just being so long, I decided to make it into 2 different parts, so I didn't have like a 2-hour long video here. In the last video, we went over getting pretty much everything established. We got getting up the mansion to 8 to get through the last infected rush, and then we were going to see if we had enough in the helipad for a 10 pull. We don't. We can pull this advanced though. Brad. So that's going to convert into 10 for Brad. But remember, we're saving all of that stuff. Now the Alliance Center, help attempts, it gives you an extra one. Time per help, it increases the help time. This is really good. This is what we want. More clicks, more seconds, more time taken off. Makes it quicker. The next main goal I'm going to push for, just for the video, is going to be the research lab. So I can show you guys how to balance out some of the researches and then be able to grow from there. I can give you pretty much like the base point on how to build from that point. And of course, it is always important to remember to check your radar. And that's exactly why, because you want to get those levels. Now, as far as a specific pattern, as long as you're stuck to being reduced down to march cues, or the word's pronounced, you should always do the troop saving, troop fighting, and then hero fighting in that order. That way, while your marchers are going out and doing the other ones on the radar, your heroes are going to be doing this expedition part. Don't forget to turn it on 2x. Then just watch them fall. Boom, already to 3. Alright. Now that we're to research, it's time to get to the important stuff. This, for free to play, these 2 bottom tabs are going to be your bread and butter to survival. This bottom tab is economy. Food production increases how much food is produced inside of your mansion every hour. Transport increases the speed at which they gather on the map for that resource. Now again, I did push just so I could be able to get to the research center, so I could show you guys how to go down. So whenever you get to 9, and this is where we're going to leave off for this part of the beginner's guide, and then we're going to hop on over to Theory Chem, the main, to be able to show you guys how to do Trap, the alligator sewage system thing. Now like I said, I pushed just so I could show you guys this. But this rare earth right here is what's going to hold you back, and this is why you want to make sure you're staying on top of your expeditions. Boom. So I can go over here to acquire. I already have 720 ready to go. Boom. If I want you to come over here and start this, 160 for 1 second. Heck yeah. It's going to increase your building speed. I would definitely suggest doing the resources first. That way they're more accessible to be able to do the other development and stuff. Especially through gathering. Now, that's where we are going to leave off. We talked about the research, making sure you get your economy and development built up, making sure you do radar. One thing I do want to say, whenever you start running low, save your stamina items, because there's going to be an event. If you look over here at the event schedule, the berry rescue operation, and really what you want to do is you want to save all your stamina items so you can hit base level infected and be able to get these bags and maps that'll be able to help you get berry fragments. So we're going to talk about that here in a moment whenever we go back to the main account. Let's recoup everything we talked about. Whenever you build up, you want to keep everything level except for the infected missions that pop up around this area underneath your PFP. Whenever that happens, you want to make sure you're grinding and hitting those small areas. Otherwise, you want to play the patience game and just let everything run its own course. Whenever you've used up all of your stamina and you've done everything you're supposed to do, you would send out to gather. Sending out to gather means you find your lowest resource, and which, I'm not going to lie, most of the time it's going to be iron or oil, mostly iron. So while we're waiting, we're going to search for iron at the highest level. I think it's like 3, 4, 5 around here. It's going to be 3. And then you just gather. And then say you have everything queued up, everything started, now would be the time to take a break. And with that being said, we're going to take a break to hop over to the main account. Right now I think I'm just waiting on more rare metals. See, that's what it's all about right there. Ooh boy. There we go. Then after this, we just got to save up 200 more. And then you'll notice on my war tab, other than a couple that I was doing whenever I was just doing filler, this is pretty much empty still. The reason for this being is because whenever it comes down to the ace proof week, let's load this load up. Dang it, I didn't mean to exit right back out of it. When it comes back to aces proof, which has land for the prize, research is going to be a day for points, and combat research is going to be the most point effective for speeds used. Alright. We're going to take a second. Boom, got some wood coming back too. We're going to take a second to talk about Barry's rescue event. As you can see, these are the maps that allow you to summon out tyrants, the T-103 and that you can rally with your alliance mates, and in return for defeating it, you'll get a random amount between like 1 and 4 fragments of berry. As you can see, I have 84, which is a lot of maps, especially because there's only been like a little over a day now that the event has been running on. But that's because, as I said before, you want to save your stamina so you can get these. And then while you're also getting these, you're also getting resources. So even if you're not getting any items at all, you're still getting resources out of it, which helps you build. There's another map on that one. And so you get the bags as well. Now I'm going to show you guys something right here about this event. If you notice, it says you can get 10 berry fragments for 10 rallies. Notice I haven't done a single rally. The reason being is that whenever you rally something... Failed to find one? Of course you did. Let's see if I can do it here. See if it makes me... cost 10. Yeah. If you look down here at the bottom, whenever you rally something, this even in this game, it costs 30. Normally it costs 25. In this game, it costs 30. That's 3 times as much as one monster. And that was for a T103 Tyrant. That was for the bad guy Nemesis. Now, the reason why you don't want to do that is because that's 3 infected hits, right? Let's come over here and look at the regular infected. Boom, right there, 10 stamina. So, during the course of this, for those 3, that's going to be 300 stamina to get the 10 berry fragments. But, if you're hitting these guys, that's going to be 30 more hits. That's going to be 30 more chances at maps, which 3 maps will automatically counteract what they're giving. And then another 3 maps will outdo what the 10 fragments will give you by doing the event. And that's just within 6 hits, which you'll get 6 maps, or 6 bags, within 30 hits. That's no doubt. That's a given. You'll get much more than 6 bags. So it's definitely more cost efficient that during the runtime of the event, you focus all your stamina on hitting the infected, and then after the event is over, gems, you come back, and then you start using the maps. So at this rate, I have anywhere from, and like 1 is usually on the low end, it may not even be 1, it may be 2 to 4. I have anywhere from 84 to 300 and almost like what, 340 berry fragments here. Oh no, I don't have a calculator right in front of me. And that's going to be a lot of star upgrades, which is going to make a lot of help in the Aces Proofs event for the Hero Day. Because even being just epic, as Barry is in the game, having hundreds and hundreds of fragments is going to be a little nice chunk of points. So now that we talked about Barry, it's about time we get into the other event. And that's going to be this big boy right here. This is the Sewage Treatment Facility, also known as the Trap, also known as Alligator Thing. And what happens is every 2 days, your alliance will get together and work to rally against this thing. And today, I'm going to tell you the basics on hero skills and how to work the Alligator Hunt. I'm also going to give you a little bit of showing, but I do ask that you be patient and understand. My alliance is not at this moment running the Alligator Hunt, and I only caught the last 7 minutes of it because they did not announce it to anybody, so I wasn't online whenever they started it. So the Alligator Hunt every 2 days, it'll come right here. What's going to happen, I need something that I can look at to rally. There we go, here's another player. We're going to hypothesize, I'm not going to beat up this little guy, and we're going to hypothesize that this level 9 is the alligator in our trap. right? So to start this off, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're using the right heroes in all of our marches. The first march is going to be your strongest heroes, and this is going to be the rally you set, because you can only set one rally on one target at a time. So like you could set rallies on different targets, but whenever it comes to the only one trap, you can only rally it with one rally at a time, and then you use your other marches to join in. So here, you want to make sure that it's going to be your strongest heroes that are running at the front end, unless it's Kendo, Becca, or Tyrell. And here is why. It's going to be this skill right here. If you look right here where it says field, this is the ones that happen on the map, and these are the ones that take place during the trap. So field increases damage dealt by the deployed squad by 5%. We're going to come over here. Becca increases it by 10% because I've leveled hers up once. Ooh, I can level it up again. Chow! We'll increase it by 15%. And these are incredibly important skills to be using. And then Kendo's is plus 10. So now that you see we got these three heroes, I have 4 marches. Let me show you how we would break this down. So first I would set a rally for 5 minutes. Whenever you're rallying the trap, you never set the rally for more than 5 minutes. If you're more than 5 minutes away from everybody else, you need to move closer to trap. Move closer to your hive. So right here, automatically, Kendo, Becca, and Tyrell are not at the front line of my squad. So what I'm going to do is there's this balance button right over here to the left of the deploy button. And that will set my first rally. Now I'm not going to beat this person up, so what I'm going to do, if I can tap the ground, can you not just tap the ground here? Oh, that's crazy work. You can't just occupy an open tile. Rezu, if you guys watch this, we need the ability to occupy a random tile on the map. We shouldn't have to gather to send to a tile. And there's numbers of reasons that I'll get into in more advanced videos that I release as time goes on. So until then, we're going to have to find another solution. And that solution is actually kind of crap. Okay. Well, that's a good point. You know what? As I tell you guys, let me show you guys a neat little trick in gathering, right? If you come up here, and then you look over on the side of your screen, you're going to see a map. Click close to the center. Come off of the center until you don't see fog anymore. You're going to be crossing over bridges. And then zoom back in. Until the icons go away and you can see what's on the map. And now since you're closer to the edge, instead of having level 3 and level 2 resource tiles, you'll more often find level 5. I can do this by reinforcing. So for the first one, for the alligator trap, for the rally I set it, hit balance, boom. It's not Kendo, Becker, or Tyrell on these ones. This guy is the leader, which doesn't really make any kind of difference. Reduces damage. Stun. No. Boom. So the first rally's set. Now that your rally is set, you want to start joining other people's rallies. And this is where it becomes important to use Kendo in them. So as you can see right here, Kendo is by himself. You want to come to this screen. We're going to hit the exclamation point right here just so you can see why. When participating as the rally leader in a rally or in a solo battle, all field skills of the assigned heroes will be applied. So, if you're the rally host, all of the skills you have unlocked, if you don't have them unlocked, they do not account. All the skills you have unlocked will be applied to the match. So all of these, if this was the rally host, would be it. But in this case, it's not. Rally members field skill, which is what Kendo is. When participating as a rally member in a rally, only the rally leader's first field skill will be applied. Now, this rally leader right here. You boom, clicked on Kendo. I pointed him to leader, and it's going to be that skill with the number 1 by it. In other games that are like this is called the leader skill, right? So Jill's leader skill is surprise fire. Claire's would be cluster fire, and then Kendo's is modification expert to give the crazed attack, and that's the one that we want. Since that's there, and this is going to be the quote-unquote joining another person's rally, Kendo's, the only skill that's going to be applied is the attack of the deployed squad increases by 10%. So again, you want to make sure that you balance it and then deploy. And it's okay to take a few seconds to do this, and don't get flustered if you don't make it into someone's rally because it gets filled up by other players. There are going to people who do not do it perfectly, and Trap is always a cluster duck in the first few rounds. Alright, so now we have it again. Boom. We don't have Tyrell in the same match. We don't have to worry about Kendo. Becca is the leader with the leader skill at Trance, level 3. That's the next rally joined. The heck is that, a Mr. X? Someone with their T103 out. Here's another one. Boom, iron. Always good. Now, as you can see, boom, she's the assigned leader, but we don't want that. We're going to be joining the last rally. We want to appoint Tyrell, so his increases damage dealt is applied to the march. Boom, you hit balance, make sure it gets all your troops, and then deploy. And then every 5 minutes, I didn't mean to click that button, whoopsie. And then every 5 minutes, you're going to repeat this. You're going to set your rally, and then you're going to join other people's rallies using Kendo, Becker, or Tyrell as the leader. Now, you may say, why should I pay so much attention and care about this? Well, the answer is going to be in the rewards themselves, right? So whenever I got down into this, I'll let you guys know. Again, like I said, I wasn't there whenever they started. They didn't give us a heads up. They did say they'll fix that. Again, the first time is always a bumpy one, so you can't really hold it against anyone. But these resources, look at that, 9.9, 9.9, 1.9, half a mil oil. And then these right here, these gear items are really important. Like these special modification parts, they're going to be able to take your hero gear that you unlock at level 15, and they add a 10% bonus every time they're able to level it up. And like the first time is going to cost 10 of these parts. The second time to get the second 10% is going to cost 20 of these parts. To get the third 10% is going to cost 30 of these parts, so on and so forth. So both those hero pieces, the gear pieces, and the resources are incredibly important from Trap. Well guys, thank you so much for swimming out in the ocean for this one. I know that these videos have been kind of long. If you just make sure that if you're free to play and you're beginning, keep things leveled up. Make sure you're working on... Oh, where'd my screen go? Ah! Keep everything leveled up. Take me back into the base! Jeez Louise. Keep everything leveled up, including the resources. Make sure you're staying on top of the economy research, just like you see here. Look at all them blues telling you they've been done. And then here I gotta wait for the next level in the research lab. I wonder how long I have until I can activate those. Well, I've already activated them recently. Increase the command center. The command center comes after the alliance center. It is important because you do need to scrap. Yeah, no, we're done. Well, thank you guys for hanging out today, watching these two parts of these videos. Make sure you catch the first part so you know what you're getting onto, how you're starting out, and how you're going to run. There are... crap. So, the last thing we are going to talk about before I move on, because I brought this up in the first video, in the first look into the soft launch of Resident Evil Survival Unit. But once you reach level 5, you get the ability to promote lower level troops. You do not want to start promoting troops until the Aces Proof event, because that promoting is going to be lesser time, lesser resources, more troops, and even though it's a slightly lesser score, you're still getting more troops, so at the end you're getting massively more points by promoting. So if you save those promotable troops for the Aces Proof event, and then you promote them only during the Aces Proof event, only saving your speed ups for the Aces Proof event, your troop training speed ups to promote, then you'll actually get a lot of points to be able to place on the tiers pretty quickly. Boom. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out in the ocean. Remember, you want to keep on top of your resource management. If you're going to be free to play, you want to make sure that you're keeping your buildings leveled up. Especially, you want to make sure that your tech and your research is going. You want to make sure for Barry's event that you are only attacking infected while the event is ongoing, and then rallying the maps after the event. For the trap, you want to make sure that you're setting up all of your marches balanced with the right heroes. That way you're getting the most resources and points back out of it. And I hope you guys get the best success of your game. You have a wonderful day. Stay floating in the ocean.